What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on 5 league winners. Now, listen, these league winners, some of these are kind of like, okay, yeah, TD, I think that's the league winner, but some of these guys are on the low. So do with this list as as you want, right? If you want to go and try to buy on some of these players, it could be expensive, but I think it's worth it. And I think we need to know about these players, even if you have them on your team. Feel good about it. Hold on to them. Don't put them in trade conversations, or go get these guys at all costs. So if you have some of these Miami Dolphins like Tyreek Hill, I think you can use Tyreek Hill to go get some of these guys that I believe is going to be league winners for the fourth quadrant. I actually should have put fourth quadrant into this title, but I didn't. So, guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. I said what I said. This is cutting edge content. Guys, I'm having a tremendous year. I'm about 70 to 80% correct, probably even more of all the guys that I picked this year. I mean, I'm talking about 80%. I really mean that. Let's just say I picked 24 guys that I thought was going to be really good this year, and let's say 18 or 19 of them are playing out of their mind. From Rashid Shaheed, down to Malik Neighbors, down to Brian Robinson, Brian Thomas Jr. I said he was going to be one of the best wide receivers. So, right, CHB, guys, you at the right channel. I'm proud of myself this year. I'm so happy. The last 2 years has been really good for me. So guys, let's get going. So guys, let me know in the chat. What do y'all want to do? Should I just get in straight into the title of the video, or should I go out and read some of the news? I think I'm gonna read my list off, and then after that, then I'm gonna go over some news. What do y'all think? Let me know in the chat what I should do. Get into it, Joel. Yeah, man, that's what fantasy football is about, CHB. It's about injuries. It's on you. Okay, thank you. All right, let's go over a little bit of news. So guys that's tuning in, that's watching this live, and you need to watch, you don't want to be watching this video for a long time. I apologize, but maybe this is good for it. Let's talk about some news that's going on in fantasy football. We on Saturday, we need to know. All right, before we get into it. So Jalen Warren, the backup running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, is cleared to face the Raiders. Guys, he could end up outplaying Najee Harris and getting more of the workload. Now, Najee's not going to be faded out completely. He could be traded. I doubt it. But Jalen Warren is a guy, if you see him on your way, it was just to stash him. You never know, right? It's just a stash candidate. I wouldn't start him this week, but he could have a good week. Let's see what else. Derek Carr is officially ruled out. He should be missed about a couple of weeks. So be ready for that. I think they are putting Spencer Rattler at the quarterback position. I have Spencer Rattler as a backup, and I'm playing him in a couple leagues, not all leagues, just depending on my format. Jacksonville will be down with one of their top corners, Tyson Campbell. He won't be playing. So listen, I think let me see here. Let me see what they're saying. So they said he was designated to return and practice in a limited fashion throughout the week, but he need more ramp up time, so he's not going to play. So let's see here. Oh, guys, I'm having a little bit of a okay. Yeah, so I think the Bears is going to eat. DJ Moore is going to eat. This defense hasn't been able to stop a nosebleed. So fire up your guys if you got Caleb Williams, if you got DJ Moore. Let's see here. Max Crosby, the defender, the defensive end for the Las Vegas Raiders, he will be playing Sunday. Let's see. We'll just talk about some of the offensive players. I don't want to get into the defense. Let's see what's important. Damian Pierce will be playing for the Houston Texans. So he probably will be getting some goal line touches. So be careful with that. But I'm starting Derek Ogunwale because I don't have any running backs in that league, so I will be playing him. Let's see. Michael Parsons will be out for week 6. Justin Herbert is good to go. Zamir White is questionable. Amir Dooler is a good player to pick up. Jacoby Myers looks he might not play. Um, so Trey Tucker looks like a good start for this week. We got a super chat in the building by Caleb C. He says Dalton Schultz or Kincaid need to drop one. I would drop Dalton Schultz. You got to hold on to Dalton Kincaid. Let's see. Devontae Adams will not be playing. Okay, I think that's about it, guys. That's all that matters. Appreciate the super chat, Caleb. Antonio Gibson will be starting. Stevenson is out this week. So Antonio Gibson is a top 24 running back for us in starts and sits. So play him if you have him. I don't think Joe Mixon is going to play, but they still don't know. He's still questionable. So I would consider him not playing as in right now. Bucky Irvin has his first start. Rashad White looks like he's going to miss. So I like Bucky Irvin. Play Bucky Irvin. I haven't did that one yet, King of Nike. I haven't read the comments yet. I will be getting to it, bro. I got you. I got you. I want to go through the content first before I get to the comment section. So guys, I will be getting to the comment unless you super chat, but I will be getting to the comments. Let's see here. I think that's about it, guys. That's about it. Anthony Richardson was limited Friday. He's questionable for Sunday. Who knows if he's going to play? Taysom Hill is ruled out. David Njoku will be playing. Alvin Kamara is playing. Michael Pittman Jr. is going to play. Ain't that crazy? They said this dude was going to be doubtful. He could go on IR. Now all of a sudden he's playing. Wow. Wow. Rashid Shaheed should be playing. All right. So let's get to the meat. Let's go ahead and get to this, guys. All right. So the first player that I believe that is going to be a league winner is going to be Malik Neighbors. Yes, guys, Malik Neighbors. Let me tell you the reason why. And I'm not going to hold you up. This is not going to be a long breakdown. Malik Neighbors, guys, is a league winner because he's getting 12 targets a game. And a Brian Daboll offense who loves to get wide receivers the ball. If you go back to Stephon Diggs with Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs led the league in targets that year when Brian Daboll was there. Also, Josh Allen had a great completion percentage. So I think Daniel Jones is going to that phase. The first year, it didn't look like Josh Allen, but it was pretty good. He won a playoff game. Daniel Jones had a good year. That's why he signed that deal. Then last year, the wheels fell off. But this year, you can see Daniel Jones is playing better and looking like a solid quarterback, and he can get Malik Neighbors the ball. A lot of you was worried about Malik and didn't draft him because you was worried about Daniel Jones, and you missed out on Malik Neighbors, which was a mistake. So right now with him missing 2 weeks in a row, you have an opportunity to go get this guy. He's a league winner. If you have him on your team, do not trade him. Do not trade this guy. This guy is going to get 12 targets. This is going to be a top 5 guy in the 4th quadrant. This is why I talk about quadrants. Everybody that's great is not always going to be great all season long. CeeDee Lamb struggled for the first 5 or 6 weeks of last year. A lot of people, you was wrong on CeeDee Lamb. No, I wasn't. CeeDee Lamb, he struggled. A lot of people who had to trade CeeDee Lamb in redraft. And if you had him and you had a good team, yes, you held on to him. But a lot of people sold and traded CeeDee Lamb because they was 1-3. So be patient. So Malik Neighbors, guys, a league winner. Let's move on to another rookie. I got some rookies on this list. Another rookie is going to be Brian Thomas Jr. Yes, guys, Brian Thomas Jr. And the reason why Brian Thomas Jr., guys, is a league winner is because, guys, who else do they have on Jacksonville to take this offense to the next phase? I always tell y'all about taking offense to the next phase. You cannot do the same thing every year. Go look at Kansas City. That's a different team each year that they have won the Super Bowl. When they had Tyreek, there was a different team. When they had Rashid Rice as a rookie, there was a different team. When Travis Kelce was still in his prime, there was a different team. This team is different. Now it's kind of a run team. Mahomes win the game type. It's not Mahomes throw for 400 yards a game. So in order for the Jacksonville Jaguars to go to their next level, Brian Thomas Jr. has to be hyper targeted about 10 times a game in order to push the ball downfield so they can run the ball with Tank Bigsby and ETN. If not, everybody gonna sit on top of Trevor Lawrence, pause, and take away all the short passes. So they have to push the ball downfield. Brian Thomas, I love him, guys. Far as like I like Justin Jefferson, I like Amon-Ra and Jamar, but outside of that, Brian Thomas is the guy. So all the other wide receivers, I would trade those guys and try to get Brian Thomas, except for Justin Jefferson, Jamar, and Amon-Ra. But if you got Tyreek Hill and you wanted to get off for Tyreek because you don't want to wait for Tua, I love Tyreek, but I don't think that's a bad move. I think Brian Thomas is going to be give you close value to where you drafted Tyreek Hill. So I love Brian Thomas Jr. guys. Make sure you pick him up, or not pick him up, but hold on to him or trade for this guy. This is a league winner. Let's move on to another guy, and this is a guy that y'all gonna like. But I told y'all to be careful about drafting this guy this year, and it's going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. I know a lot of you love him. Yeah, he looks great in college. I love him too. I've drafted him in a dynasty draft as the #1 overall. I still feel good about it. I still would do it again. But I said he was going to have a tough time early in the season because he is a route running guy. If you go back to Devontae Adams, was a great route runner, but he struggled his first 3 to 4 years. Aaron Rodgers called him out plenty of times because it takes these guys that's not hyper athletic. It takes them a little bit of time. Now Marvin Harrison is athletic, but he's not hyper athletic. He doesn't run a 4.2. He doesn't have a 45-inch vertical. But the guy has his ball skills is second to none. He attacks the ball. He catches at the high point. He's a great wide receiver, but he has to learn those things. It's going to take him a little bit of time. So he's not physically gifted, more gifted than the corners that he's facing, unlike Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors. So Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be a fourth quadrant player. The targets is going to pick up. So go get Marvin Harrison Jr. right now for your team. And I believe you're going to have a top 5 wide receiver in the fourth quadrant going into the playoffs where teams are trying to win their division and go to the playoffs. Marvin Harrison is going to be getting 8 to 10 targets a game, and that's at the floor. That 1 to 3 targets a game that Kyler's been doing, that's not going to happen later in the season. But Kyler has to let it flow. He's not going to force it to Marvin because he's so young, right? So I love Marvin Harrison Jr. Let's move on to my next guy, and I got a bonus guy for you too, guys. So thank y'all for tuning in to the live. I'm gonna get to everybody's question too, so appreciate everybody being patient. But the next guy is going to be Brock Bowers. Now the tight end position is very, very volatile. Another guy that I like, he's not on this list, but I do like Isaiah Likely. I've been holding on to him. A lot of you was kind of volatile. I don't know, and you moved on from him, and that's fine. I understand. I'm not going to chastise you. But the only really true tight ends that I like is Isaiah Likely and Brock Bowers and David Njoku. Now, David Njoku is starting off slow because of what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. But I believe that Brock Bowers and Njoku and Isaiah Likely is going to be tight ends that you want to have in the third and fourth quadrant. Travis Kelce, to me, is saving himself for the real playoffs. George Kittle is very up and down, depending on if Ayuk is balling and Debo's there, all of that. So Kittle's okay too. But these young studs, I think, is going to be getting like force fed. Also Trey McBride, but we know Trey McBride was a high-end draft pick. But Brock Bowers, guys, I like him. I think this guy is going to be leading this team and probably in targets once Devontae Adams is traded. Trey Tucker is not going to lead in targets. I don't think Jacoby Myers is. I think it's going to be Brock Bowers. So, guys, go pick him up right now. If he have a boom game, you're probably not going to be able to get him. I like Jake Ferguson, Aaron. I don't know if he's the league winner, but I think he could be top 10. I think Brock could be the #1 tight end. The way he's going to get targets once Devontae. So that's why I got him on this list. But yes, Jake Ferguson is a good tight end. Okay. Next guy, guys, I'm bringing up a guy that I didn't want to, but I got to be true to myself. I got to keep it 100, and it's going to be Daniel Jones. It's going to be Daniel Jones. Yes, I think Daniel Jones is a league winner. The reason why, guys, he's not drafted. He's on everybody waivers. So if you got a quarterback that's not playing great right now, you can pivot off of him and go get Daniel Jones. There's a couple other quarterbacks that I think is really good, and they're going to change around. But Daniel Jones is doing. He was like bottom. He wasn't even getting drafted. He was bottom. You know it, Aaron Holloway. Yes, I did it. I said it again, bruh. Yes. Yep, I did. I may, my channel may get canceled. It may get canceled. You know, I said I wasn't gonna talk about Daniel Jones no more for the rest of his career, but I gotta be true to y'all. I don't want y'all to miss the opportunity, and I'm just trying to be funny. I don't want to say a name, but he balled again. He balled again. I keep saying that, and y'all ain't picking him up, or maybe you are. You asking me questions, so I said, well, look, I'm just gonna bring it up and say it. Daniel Jones. So pick him up. I like the way this offensive line is a top 12 offensive line in the NFL. Wan'Dale Robinson is looking good off that knee injury that he had 2 years ago. Malik Neighbors is a #1 type wide receiver. You got Darius Slayton that had a breakout game that I've had. I mean, he had a couple 100 yards games in the last 3 to 4 years, but he didn't look like that. The way he looked, that's a #3 wide receiver. Now, Jalen Hyatt hasn't even started cooking yet. We don't know. Maybe they trade Jalen Hyatt, but Darius Slayton looked good. So I think Daniel Jones got plenty of weapons, especially with Tyrone Tracy playing really well at the running back position and Devin Singletary once he comes back and he's healthy. So, yes, guys, I like Daniel Jones. Pick him up. Not pick him up, but, actually, he could be on your waivers. He could be on your waivers, or you could go get him for the low. Pennies on the dollar. Okay, so the last but not least, guys, this is a bonus, guys, going to be Tank Bigsby. I believe Travis Etienne is going to be traded somewhere. A lot of teams need running back. Dallas Cowboys, we need a running back. A couple other teams, they need a running back. And Travis Etienne probably was going to get traded because they don't want to pick up his fifth-year option. And so I think Tank Bigsby is going to be good. And he looks the best right now, according to PFF, for as any running back. He's breaking tackles, long runs. Only thing he's not doing at elite level is catching passes, but that's okay. They don't need him to catch passes right now. He can catch passes. So, guys, Tank Bigsby, I think, is a league winner. You want to have this guy on your team. Don't put him in trade talk. Stash him. Whatever you need to do. If he's on somebody else's team, go buy low on him, go buy high on him, whatever. I think this guy is going to be booming. All right, let's get through some of these questions. Okay. All right. We got Travis Looney in the house. Wait a minute. I'm missing a question. Okay, King of Nike. I'm sorry, bruh. He says, my team is Kyler Murray, Joe Mixon, Bucky, Chase Brown, Zach Moss, Ramondre, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Zay Flowers, who was it? Michael Pittman Jr., Josh Downs, Leggett, JSN, McBride. Should I pick up Mostert, Wicks, or Tolbert for more depth? I would pick up Tolbert. Pick up Tolbert. You can play him this week. I think he's a better play than Leggett and a few guys. Zach Moss. He's a pretty good play this week. I think you need to pick up Tolbert. I would pick up Jalen Tolbert for more depth. Now, you got a really good team, too. I like your team, King of Nike. What's up, Travis? Let's see. Pan, what's up, Pan? I'm sorry if I'm killing your name, but Pan says I feel like if Derek May is somewhat decent, Jalen Polk will be a stud next of the way. Right, I believe so too. I think Polk is going to be decent. I told people yesterday that was a stash guy. Don't leave him out there on your waivers. I like Jalen Polk because of Drake May being getting a starting role. So yes, stash Jalen Polk. Ed Tate, just pick just pick Bucky playing him over the Jaguars running back. I respect that. I'm not gonna chastise you about that. RG says, are you trusting Eckler versus the Ravens? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not trusting Eckler against the Ravens. I think he's going to be decent. If he's the only running back that I have, yeah, I'm going to play him. But if I got other running backs, I would try to play other running backs that got better matchups. The Ravens is really good against the run. Now, Eckler catch passes, so maybe Eckler goes out and catch 5 or 6 passes, and it makes sense to do that against the Ravens. Their linebackers are, you can beat them by catching passes with your running backs. Chris Walker says, get into it. Appreciate you being here, Chris. Broad Street Bully says, good job, TDU, and maybe one other channel I listen to. Good to see a black man make his mark in fantasy football. Thank you, bro. A lot of people don't understand that. They think that, well, you just saying that it doesn't matter. That it, guys, now maybe my videos and all that, or the way I articulate myself is maybe not be, it might not be as good as some of these other channels. I'm just being humble, trying to, whatever, trying to be honest or whatever. But the content that I put out, the guys that I hit on, no other channel is really hitting on guys like that. So, yeah, but appreciate you, Broad Street Bullies. George says, is Devin Singletary meant to play? Yes. It just depends on what you're at. If you got to play him, you do it. But it should be some better matchups out there for you. I think Tyrone Tracy is going to make this backfield muddy. So the only guy that I probably would want to play this week would be Tracy. Okay, let's see. Caleb says Dalton Schultz or Dalton Kincaid rest of the season. I'm going with Kincaid. I'm going with Kincaid over Dalton Schultz. Christopher says, what up with Stevenson? Will he be out a while? I don't think it's going to be a while. I think it might be only 1 week, maybe 2 weeks at the most. I doubt it. So just hold on to him. King of Nike said, TD, I didn't hear who you said to add depth out of Mostert, Wicks, or Tobert. Tobert. Jordan says, I traded London for Robinson Jr. straight up. Did I take a loss on that one? It depends on what you needed. If you needed a running back, I don't think you did. But Robinson got a knee injury, man, and I think that might be a 2-week type rest type injury. So that's the only thing. But if you're good at wide receivers, I think it's a good investment because you want to have running backs going into your 3rd and 4th quadrant. It gets cold and injuries are going to keep happening. What's up, Tron? Jordan says JK got London traded. Just kidding. Got London traded Robinson. Okay, I don't understand that, Jordan. BK says Downs or Shaheed at the flex 1 point PPR. I'm going to go with, if Joe Flacco plays, I'm going to say Downs. If Joe Flacco don't play, then I'm going to go with Shaheed. I want to see, I think AR is going to hyper target Downs regardless, but I want to see it one more time before I tell you to play Downs over Shaheed. Shaheed's been playing too good for me just to sit Shaheed. So I'm going to say Shaheed if Joe Flacco doesn't play. CJ Rock says, should I keep A-Chain? Yes. Keep A-Chain. Let's get the likes up, fellas. We got 40 people in here. We only got 23 likes. Let's get the likes up. CJ said, should I keep A-Chain with the concussion and Tua? Yes, you should. Hold on to these guys. Unless you're going to get a great deal. Typical traveler, let's see. I ain't reading. T. Jones says, this week, gut picks. Benching Brian Thomas this week, starting Tobin and Slayton. Listen, that's probably a great move. T. Jones, I don't play fantasy that way. I'm not going to bench my studs, but I get it. Toby got a great matchup, so does Slayton. The math makes sense. The mathing is mathing. But when you got great players, they beat great matchups. And I believe Brian Thomas Jr. is that type of phenomenal athlete where no corner, it's not Deion Sanders is not out there, Darrell Reeves is not out there. So I don't think no corner is going to hold Brian Thomas Jr. down at this point of the season. I mean, we ain't going into week 6, but I respect what you're saying. And if the optimal play is what you're saying. Good job, T. Jones. He said starting Schultz over Kincaid. It makes sense. You got Nico out. Schultz to me just doesn't look athletic enough. I would rather go with Kincaid, the young guy that was drafted in the first round. If they don't want to use him, that's on them. But I'm gonna say Kincaid this week. Try said someone dropped Ty Chandler. I dropped Trey Sermon and picked him up last night with the reports that Aaron Jones is week to week with a hip. Right. So Ty Chandler is optimal. I like Ty Chandler. Trey Sermon is just a spot start. I'm not holding on to him over no Ty Chandler. Ty Chandler is the better pickup. I'm only playing Trey Sermon when he got a great matchup. Big Will in the house. I say Big Will in the house. Watch your mouth. What's up, bruh? The hair was in my drink. John Bond says Jags went out. Hey, bro, that's cutting edge content right there. Auto. He says, let's see. I gotta pass through the trolls. Barclay Games says, when are you going to show us your team? We've been asking, but you ignore. I disagree with that. I'll show y'all my team, and y'all will stop hitting the like button, and people will fade out. But I will show you my team. When I show it to you, I want you to say wow. I'm not showing you my team just for you to sit back and be quiet. So when I show you my team, I want you to say wow. Your teams are that good. That's what I want you to say. So I want you to keep that same energy, Barkley. Tron says, who should I play at the flex PPR? Mooney, D-Hop, Madison. I'm going with Mooney over D-Hop and Madison. Play Mooney in full PPR. T. Jones says, this week's starting lineups. Fields, Mason, Dare. If B-Rob Jr. out or otherwise, Godwin, Schultz, Tobit, Eagles, Arby, Bench, and Brian Thomas, J. Kincaid, Brian Robinson. Okay. I respect that, bro. Hold on, guys. I gotta get this troll out of here real quick. MVM says, TD, you the man, bro. I was offered Purdy and Debo for JD5. Should I sell? I don't know your team. I'm gonna say no. You got JD5. You good. You winning. Why would you trade away the sauce? I mean, Debo and Purdy is good, but it's volatile on that team. Now, Purdy is gonna be okay, but now I would just hold on to JD5 unless you have a struggling team and you only have a good quarterback and your rest of your team is not that good. So that's the only way that I would trade JD5. Okay, he says I have Baker. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, I was offered Purdy and Debo for JD5. Yeah, I still will hold on to JD5. That's how you're going to win a championship. You want to have him in with his upside. I will hold on to JD5. Unless you need flexes or running back or a wide receiver. Michael says, for PPR, I'm thinking of trading Barkley for Neighbor straight up. Is that crazy? Yes, I think it's a lateral move. You just trading out two top guys. The number one running back, you should keep the number one running back. You should keep the number one running back. I wouldn't trade him for I love Neighbors, but not for Barkley. I would trade somebody else, but not Barkley. I would say I would keep Barkley. I think he's a league winner. Now he's not a league winner that I mentioned on this list because he's the number one running back and he's older. I wanted to mention some guys that people might not know about. So I will hold on to Barkley. but try to get neighbors. Dakota says, I waited to buy tickets to the Niners and Packers game hoping the prices would drop with bad records. Did I wait too long? Yeah, them guys ain't gonna have bad records. You're gonna have to pay. George says, should I start Pickens or Tank Dell in the flex? I'm going with Tank Dell. If Tank Dell doesn't play this week, then we have to start making some assessments. But I'm willing to go play him this week with Nico being out. Warnado, what's up, bro? He says, my running backs are Hall, K9, Mason, Ingram on waiver. Should I drop a player to get Evan Ingram? Thank you, bro. No. Just roll Kincaid out there. You already got a tight end. Brendan says, who's the better pickup? Someone just dropped Tank Bigsby for Darius Slayton. Would you pick up Tyrone Tracy or Tank? It depends on what I need. If I got plenty of running back depth, I would go get Tank. If I got plenty of wide receiver depth, I would go get Tyrone Tracy. So wherever you need help. Let's see here. Big Will says, what up, TD? Kelsey is on a bye. Should I pick up Evan Ingram versus Chicago or Conklin versus Buffalo? I would pick up Evan Ingram. If I'm picking up a tight end, I would pick him up over Conklin. These are facts. Says, is Spencer Rattler the Walmart version of Mahomes? I don't know if he's the Walmart version, but I think Spencer is going to be okay. I like Spencer Rattler this week. I'm not saying he's going to be top 12, but I think he's going to be solid for you. He's not going to lose it for you. They started him for a reason. They wanted to put him in for a reason. Mr. Skrilla says, should I drop Andrew? No, I will hold on to him. Now, if you got another tight end already, then yeah, you might need to. Because I wouldn't, if you don't plan on using them, or if you want to use them for trade bait, I would just hold on to them until you have a big game and try to sell them. Right now, to drop them, that's you giving somebody else an opportunity to catch up with you. Tim J said, start Tobert, Shaheed, or Coleman in the flex. I have that same situation. I'm starting Shaheed. And Tobert is close. So I would say Shaheed over Tobert. But it's very, very close. T. Jones said, you got me thinking, start Tobert or Slayton. May slide BTJ back in. Right. I would start Slayton over Tobert. The matchup is really, really good. The matchup is good for Dallas too. But I'm gonna go with Slayton slightly over Tobert. It's very close between Slayton and Tobert. It's very close. And Shaheed. Shaheed is on their level because of Derek Carr being out. But I would definitely start Slayton slightly over Tobert. Sports Dog, what's up, bro? He says TD 100, 18 PPR Superflex using Chuba Hubbard and Saquon at my running backs for one of my flex, B. John Robinson, J.K. Dobbins, Brian Robinson, or George Pickens, 2 flex spots to fill. So if Brian Robinson is healthy, I would say George Pickens. Because of the matchup with the Baltimore Ravens, they really, really good against the run. So I would go with George Pickens over Brian Robinson, especially with him having a knee injury. So I would go with George Pickens. Mr. Squilla says Amari Cooper or Pickens in the flex. I'm going with Amari Cooper. Over Pickens. Michael says, appreciate you, TD. You helped me win my season last year. Thank you, Michael. Mal South says Roma Dunze, Jalen Waddle, Jalen Warren, or Ray McLeod, 2 flex spots open. I would say you can't play Jalen Waddle because he's not playing this week. So I would say Jalen Warren and Rome Madunze. Rainy Angel says, do you use DVOA and weather to identify the best matchups and predict the scores when setting your lineups? No, I do not. I watch the games. I watch 70% of the games. Then I go back and look at the highlights from the games that I didn't watch. And then I go back and look at certain players, how they played if I didn't watch the game. And then I make my assessments off of that. That's what I do. Weather don't really matter, only for kickers. To me, the way I do my lineups. Terry Crowder says flex. I'm starting Coop over Shaheed and Pierce. Good call. Yes, I think starting Amari Cooper over Shaheed and Pierce. Let me see real quick. Yeah, so Shaheed has a quarterback out, so that's lowering his value down to a iffy flex play. Pierce is an iffy flex play because he just volatile. Also, Michael Pittman is coming back, which is I think is going to help. It's going to keep the top corner off of him, which is I can't think of the guy name, but I think he was traded to the Titans. So I would say Amari Cooper is the number one wide receiver with a good matchup against the Eagles. I would play him this week over those two guys. MVM says, who should I start this week? My team is hurt on a bye. Tracy or Ray Davis? I'm going with Tracy. Also Downs or Slayton. I'm going with Slayton over Downs, but if Joe Flacco plays, then I would put Downs in over Slayton if Joe Flacco plays. So play Tracy over Ray Davis, and I would play Slayton over Downs unless Joe Flacco plays. Big Will says, crazy season. My 0 RBs are carrying my squads. Yep. That's how they do, man. Sport Dog says TD 100. Spot OB spot. Jordan Love or Caleb Williams. I'm going with Jordan Love. You got to play Jordan Love over Caleb Williams. Or do I wait on another week before considering Caleb? Yeah, wait. You got to keep waiting. I don't know. I don't ever think you're gonna be able to play him over Jordan Love, but Caleb Williams will be fine. He's getting better every week. Anytime, T. Jones. Francis says Slayton or Amari Cooper. I got to go with Amari Cooper, but it's close. Amari Cooper is the number one wide receiver. Great matchup. You got to play him. You got to play him. Slayton has a good matchup, but I'm not saying that he can't outscore Amari Cooper. I'm not seeing it that way. I'm not just going to go to outside and pick up furniture off the side of the road just because it looks good, even though it can fit in my house. I'm going. Amari Cooper is furniture that you bought from the furniture store. So I would play Amari Cooper. Let's see here. T. Jones says, I'm going with Amari Cooper. T. Jones says, I went to pick up Caleb Williams to start over Josh Allen. What you think? I think you need to trade Josh Allen. I don't sit Josh Allen because if you sit him, you won't be able to get anything for him. Everybody will be like, well, you don't believe in Josh Allen. So right now, you need to be you need to be trying to trade Josh Allen. If you put Caleb Williams in your starting spot and people see that, I'm like, well, you don't want, he going to drop him anyway. Try to trade Josh Allen. I like that you're starting Caleb Williams over Josh Allen, but I think you need to trade Josh Allen. He's the number one quarterback for the last 3 years, so you can get somebody. But if you bench him and they know that you don't want him, they're gonna lowball you. Guinness says Keenan Allen or Slayton. I'm going with Slayton over Keenan Allen. Bike Walker says, "What's up? Who should I start, ETN or Bigsby?" ETN. You got to start ETN. The only way I'm starting Bigsby if I got ETN, I got to start them together. Um, also need question flex Mooney, JMO, or Bigsby. I'm going with Darnell Mooney. I'm going with Darnell Mooney. But like I said, the only way you can start Bigsby, you got to start ETN and Bigsby together. Now, if you didn't have ETN and you want to put Bigsby in the flex, that's okay. But you got a really good team, so it's hard to get Bigsby in at this point in time. But yeah, you got to start ETN. I know we want to go to Bigsby, but we haven't seen it happen enough where we can sit ETN and start Bigsby. It ain't got to that point yet. It kind of like last week, we all went to Antonio Gibson and Ramondre still ate. So we got to be careful with that. And I would start Darnell Mooney over JMO and Bigsby. And I love JMO. But Mooney is the number 1 wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons. I said what I said. He's the number 1 wide receiver. T. Jones says, just seen Wicks on the waiver wire. Start Slayton or Tolbert. Start over Slayton. No, don't start him over Slayton Tolbert. Wicks, hey, listen, I'm not even being biased. Wicks ain't Slayton. I mean, we thought he was better than Slayton, but Wicks ain't ready yet. He's in the second year. You got to start Slayton and Tolbert over Wicks. Big Will says the new breed is taking over this year. There have been more production from the rookies compared to a lot of the vets. Right. Angio, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. Mr. Scooter says, what you think about Pat Freiermuth this week? I like him as a tight end. Hey, tight ends, man, if you got one and he's starting, you just gotta play him. It really ain't no elite tight ends out there, other than like full guys like Kittle, Travis Kelce, Trey McBride. That's the only guys kind of that we kind of are counting on at the tight end position. Other than that, bruh, if you got somebody, just start them. I almost did like a breakdown to this movie, um, where people ain't worried about looks. Women, they not worried about the women looks. If they are fertile, they taking them, right? And that's how it should be with tight ends. If you got a tight end, you're taking them. You're not worried about, oh, can he run? Is he fast? Is he getting 10 targets? None of that shit don't matter when it comes to tight ends. There's only 3 guys that you can even talk about when it comes to tight end. Tron says, I'm 2-3. I sure hope Cup comes back next week and Tua comes back week 8 for Tyreek so my team can get back on track. Right. You got to weather the storm. Weather the storm. It's okay. You making it work, man. Keep working that waiver wire. And when everything happens, then listen, the thing you got to worry about, Tua might come back the same game and get hurt again. So you got to be ready for that. Prepare for that. If he don't, then you just keep taking it week by week. But you do got to prepare as if Tua could get hurt again soon when he comes back. Mouse South says, thank you. That question was half PPR. Okay. Yeah, I still going with the wide receiver. So do you think Arthur Smith is going to use Warren properly enough? Okay, I see what you're saying. We use Warren properly enough to justify benching Ray when he's recorded above 10 half PPR fantasy points per game. Great question. Great question. I think they need Warren, especially with Cordell Patterson being out. I don't think Najee's been playing great, but who knows? They could put Najee in and still get a rushing touchdown. That's a great man. You actually changing my mind. Go ahead and go with the guy who's giving you the safe floor with 10 half PPR points instead of playing the running back that we haven't seen play all year. That's a great way to put context in with it. Mouth. Pause. I respect that. Yes, go ahead and play the safe guy with Ray. Terry says, thanks. My thoughts also. Let's see here. Goatability says, Goat, no Billy. I have to start Chase Brown, Bucky, Chuba, and Breach in full PPR. 2 running backs and 1 flex. Yeah, that's fine. So you got Chase Brown and Bucky. Oh, wait a minute. You asked him, you tell him you need to start 2 running backs and 1 flex. So Bucky, you need to start Bucky. Start Bucky. Start Chuba and Breach over Chase Brown. Start Bucky, Chuba, and Breach over Chase Brown. Charlene says, good morning, TD. Good morning, Charlene. Martin Torres in the building. What's up, bruh? Goat Nobility says, also in the same league, I'm thinking of starting Golf over Josh Allen. Again, you got to go trade Josh Allen. If you don't do that, then nobody's gonna ever give you anything for Josh Allen. And I don't think Josh Allen is ever gonna be a better start this year over Jared Goff. I don't. So I think you need to try to trade Josh Allen, Goat. Bite Walker says 46 watching, 37 likes. Let's get those good likes up, fellas. Yes, let's get the likes up, guys. Mr. Scruller says, laughing my ass off. Furniture, facts. I have Josh Allen. Bet. Tobias says trade Pat Mahomes and Secretary for Sam Darnold and Cup. No, I think go get something a little better than that. I like the Sam Darnold, but the Cup, I think you can do a little bit better than that. I think you can do a little bit better than that. Mr. Squirrel says I started Purdy over Allen this week. Good job. If people now, I don't think you're gonna be able to get anything for Josh unless Josh balls out this week. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Rock out with the super chat. What's up, Rock out? He says risky trade off of my K9 Walker for Chase, but can't really do it. But my running backs would be in shambles. Running backs are JT Sermon, Stevenson after the trade. Hey, but you're getting Chase. If that's gonna make your team better. So you got Kenneth Walker. You said risky trade off of my Kenneth Walker for Chase. Yes, do that. And you'll be able to start Sermon because JT gonna be out. So you got Sermon. Just start Sermon, man. And Jamar Chase is gonna cover for you. With Jamar Chase, when he scores 30 points, he's gonna cover for you, even though your own running back only gave you 8. I'm doing that trade. I'm always willing to go and move a running back who's risky to go get an alpha like Chase. Yes, I'm making that move. Do that, Rock out. Webby, what's up, bro? He said, you think Xavier Hutchins gonna eat with Nico's role? No, I don't think so. But if he does, I know it after. But I wouldn't bet on it right now. I think this is gonna be a Stephon Diggs and a Tank Dell game. Charlene says stats Zeke Elliott now. And listen, Charlene, you're right, but it made no sense for what Jerry said. How you gonna save Zeke? That's like me saying, hey, bro, you see that trash can and that trash out there? I'm saving it for the dump. You saving it for the dump? You saving Zeke Elliott for a 4th quadrant? What is Zeke gonna do in the 4th quadrant other than blocking for somebody? I just don't. I didn't understand that. But yes, if stash him, I'm willing to stash any running back. That's how I feel about it. I don't know what Jerry was really saying. JT says Tobit or Tank Dell. I'm gonna go with Tobit over Tank Dell, and it's close. I'm gonna go with Tobit over Tank Dell. Guinness says, but should I drop Keenan Allen for Slayton? Yes. Now Keenan Allen, if you got to go back and pick him up, that's fine. If somebody else pick him up, let them deal with it. But if you need Slayton to start for you this week, then make that move. I already got Wandale and Neighbor, so I can't. so I can the trio from the Giants. They getting better. I got DJ Moore also, so that's why I had Keenan Allen to begin with. Yeah. So yeah, you can drop Keenan Allen. You already got DJ Moore. Slayton got a great start this week. Now, after Malik comes back, I still think Slayton gonna have a decent role because of how good he's been playing with Malik being out. So it ain't like he's gonna be sloppy seconds when Malik comes back. I still think he'll have some value going forward. Mr. Skrilla says, laughing my ass off. Facts. Mouth Sal says, Guinness, don't drop Keenan for Slayton. I would. If you need to win this week and you need to get Slayton, that's all I'm answering. Other than that, there's no reason why to drop Keenan and Slayton, just have Slayton on your bench. But if you need, well, I need a good wide receiver and you starting Keenan Allen, you need to win this week. Why not? Keenan Allen haven't proved anything. He might be better going for later, but we got to win this week. And Slayton is playing too good with the matchup is too good, and Keenan Allen hasn't did anything for me to want to hold on to him. That's the way I see it. But I'm not going to make this move if I'm not even going to start Slayton. If I'm just doing it just to do it, no, Kelvin Hernandez says, this is my starting position. What do you think? Burrow, Flowers, Samuel, Robinson, Jacobs, Green Bay, Komet, Mooney. I love the Mooney. Komet, it doesn't matter. It's a tight end. You got Jacobs as a bell cow. You got Robinson. I don't know if that's Brian or Breach. It doesn't matter. I mean, Brian Robinson or I don't know what Robinson it is. I think that's Brian Robinson, but I like Brian Robinson. You got Debo, Samuel, Flowers, and Burrow. It's a solid team. I get a team a B. That's a B team. Kingdom Nike says, who should I start at the flex? Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, Tolbert, or Zach Moss? I'm starting Bucky and Joe Mixon for RB1 and 2. I'm gonna say Tolbert unless Joe Flacco plays. If Joe Flacco plays, then I would say Josh Downs. But if Joe Flacco don't play, then I'm starting Tolbert. And I hate to start Tolbert over Pittman, but with that injury, I don't know how. I can't trust Pittman. I don't know what to say about him. I don't know what to do about him. So I would say Tolbert over Pittman and Downs. Again, it says that's what I was thinking. Um, Kelvin says, this is my starting position. Okay, yeah, we did that one already. Chuba is instant, says Mouth. Elisa says, good morning, TD. Dale or Tolbert or down. Standard pick 2. So standard. I'm going to say Joe Flacco. I'm going to say if Joe Flacco plays, start Downs over Dale and Tolbert. But if Joe Flacco doesn't play, I would probably go with Tolbert slightly over Dale and Downs. I think Downs is going to get 8 targets regardless if AR plays or Joe Flacco. But I think with AR, I don't know if he hits his ceiling like he can with Joe, if AR is the quarterback. But I do think Tolbert is going to have a good game regardless. And he has Tank Dale. We don't know if he's actually healthy. So I think Tolbert is the best start over these guys unless Joe Flacco plays. Jimmy says, I think Tank Dell is a sell. He will be back to lackluster production by the time the fantasy football playoffs roll around with Nico and health. I actually disagree. I actually think he's going to get going, but I could be wrong. You could be right, bruh. Richard says, bruh, please help Justice Hill or Slayton. I'm going with Slayton over Justice Hill. Hey, Mouth, I see you got all these I see you saying keep Josh Allen. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna move on. I'm not gonna worry about that. Judy Robinson says, "What about Tyreek Hill? I like Tyreek Hill. Hold on to him until Tua gets back." What up, Jan? Sports Dog says TD last one. I'm starting Tucker Craft over Sam Laporta in the 18 PPRs since I have Jordan Love as quarterback. Would you use Dontavius Wicks or Christian Watson to stack with Love? Christian Watson over Dontavius Wicks. Kelvin says, "This is my." Okay, we did that one already. Let's see. Richard says, "Lions or Cowboys?" I'm going with the Cowboys. I'm going with the Cowboys. I might be biased. I'm a Cowboy fan. LA Real Game says, "I got Kraft and Likely. Which would you drop?" You got to drop Likely. Kraft played too good last week. So if you got to drop one, I wouldn't drop neither. But if you got to drop one, it's got to be Likely. Kelvin says, "This is my let me see. Hey, Kelvin, quit repeating the same question in the chat. That's how you get blocked." Dr. Dust says Jerry Jones gossips about 8.5. Okay. Mal says this week Keenan got a match up advantage and is in a good position to blow up. I just don't trust the OC. I like all the Bears wide receivers this week. I do too, but I'm not betting on no Keenan Allen this week. I got to see it first. Because you still got Rome and Dunze. So there's a lot of wide receivers for me to bet on. Only one that I trust is DJ Moore. Mr. Skrilla says, "I got one more. Should I start James Conner or Chase Brown?" I'm going with James Conner. B Growing Stuff says, "Got off at Tank Dell and for golf. I already got Jordan Love. I'm thinking about doing it. I'm in a 12 team. If Love gets hurt, there's nobody on the waiver to pick up." Got off at Tank Dell for golf. Yes, do that. I see what you're saying. I'm okay with that. I would want you to get something else, but why not? Go ahead and Tank Dell. You got a good you got off at Tank Dell for golf. I already got Jordan Love. I'm thinking about doing it. I'm in a 12 team. If Love gets hurt, there's nobody on the waivers to pick up. It don't matter. You can't play it safe. You gotta go out there and try to win. If you can get Tank Dell, you can give up golf, go ahead and do it. Wicks for Pickens for PPR. Yes, I would give up Wicks to go get Pickens. Do you ever hear to vote against trades? Do you ever have to vote against trades? No. Do you ever have to vote against trades? No, I don't vote against trades. I let all trades go through in my league unless it's collusion. DJ says, what do you Gino about Tucker Craft? Think about Tucker. I like Tucker Craft. I think anybody on Green Bay, far as Jalen Reed, Josh Jacobs, Tucker Craft, and Jordan Love are all going to eat. Wicks and Bo Melton and even Christian Watson, these guys are going to be a little bit volatile. Tobias says Bruce Allen or Sermon in the flex. Breach Allen. You got to put not Breach. Why was I talking about Breach? Bruce. Who's Bruce Allen? I don't know who Bruce Allen is. So I'm gonna say Trey Sermon. I don't know who Bruce Allen is. I think Christian Watson is a good fourth quadrant stash. Facts, Adam Fields. Facts. And Brian Ortega, last one. Would you start Dowdle this week, bro? Yes, I'm starting him in a lot of leagues. Okay, hold on. I got another super chat. I'm sorry about that, Rock Out. I didn't see it. He says I wrote it wrong. Walker and Evans for Chase. Oh, Walker. Yeah, I'm still doing it. I'm still doing Walker and Evans for Chase. Yes. Yes. And should I drop Kamala for Trump? Um, yes. I would do it. I would drop Kamala for Trump. I don't know if Kamala got good hands or not. Big Rowan says Komet or Njoku this week. I'm going with, man, you know what? I'm gonna say Komet. I like Njoku. I'm gonna play Njoku, but Komet to me got the best matchup. Njoku haven't did anything all year and he's been hurt. So I'm gonna go with Komet. Thoughts on Estimate from Denver? I think he's a great stash. Go stash him. Go stash him. Javante's playing really well though. Javante's playing really well. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. Let's go watch some college football. I'm gonna try to do another live later. Maybe some fantasy football after dark. You guys be safe. Rogo said you made my day. Right. Right, right. Appreciate you, Rogo. I don't mind a little bit of trolling, as long as it's fair. If you come in here and started talking that crazy stuff, then yes, it's another thing. Big Rowan says pick one: Brian Thomas Jr., George Pickens, or Ridley. Tennessee coach said they need to get Ridley to Baltimore. That's what they saying. I'm going with Brian Thomas Jr. all day. Anytime, Melissa. Anytime. All right, y'all guys be safe. Peace.